So, I am here today to talk about addictions. And before you press pause or before you press stop and stop listening because you don't think you have addictions to drugs or alcohol or food or gambling or the internet or social media or your cell phone or checking your bank accounts or checking your investments or working or exercising or even self-help, before you say that you don't have an addiction to any of those things, you don't abuse those things, you're not out of control with those things, that may be true. But ask yourself this question. Do you find yourself thinking a lot? Do you find yourself analyzing things a lot? Do you find yourself having trouble letting go of control, letting other people help you, letting yourself receive things from other people, allowing yourself to not control situations, people, places, or things? And most people, when I sit down to have conversations with them, they really start to share that they do have issues with control. They do have issues with overthinking and their mind being overzealous in their life. And for me, when I really sit down to talk with people and I notice that they have that thread of thinking too much, and then what happens when they think too much is then they start to become addicted to their thinking. That's the thing that makes them feel comfortable. That's the thing that makes them feel in control of their life, in control of circumstances, in control of things that they have no control over. And the thinking is just spirals. It spirals and it feeds off of itself. So it's like if I start thinking about something and I think that I can make something happen that I have absolutely no control over, I actually become addicted to that. And it starts to play a part in my life. Same with control. When I feel like I can control something that I have absolutely no control over, it starts to take a toll on my life and starts to take a toll on the lives and the energy around me. So, what I usually do is when I am sitting with somebody and they say I don't have addictions, and then we really isolate that yes, they're addicted to their own thinking, that they have a thinking addiction, and that they're addicted to control, then they say, well, how do I stop doing that? How do I let go? And a lot of times letting go of control can be the scariest thing to do. So letting go of control means that, you start to let other people help you do something. You start to allow yourself to delegate things. You start to realize what you do actually have control over, which is your mind, which is your thinking, and most other things you do not have control over. You don't have control over other people. Don't have control over the weather or nature. Don't have control over, a lot of times, work. But what you do have control over is the thoughts that you are thinking and that you're telling yourself, the beliefs and the stories that you buy into that are going on in your own head. So, how do I let go? Most of my clients that are really addicted, when they ask, how do I let go? I can't let go. That actually is very good feedback that you are in that addiction. So, how do you let go? Well, there's several things, several techniques that you can actually do. One is to write. So write it out. So literally just get a piece of scrap paper and just start writing. And then when you're finished free-forming, you don't need to have sentences, punctuation. What you're writing doesn't need to make sense. You just literally get it out of you so that you can let it go. And then after you write it, then you want to burn it so that nobody else finds it, nobody else reads it, and then you do not read it again. It's not a journal. It's not something you look back and review how things came together or what you learned or the points or the keys to take away from. So you literally burn it or put it into a shredder so that you don't see it and nobody else sees it. So that way you can really clear it out of your body and you can let it go. Another thing that you can do is to get down on your knees. And I don't say that religiously. You don't have to practice a particular religion, but there is something about prostrating yourself on your knees and putting your head down onto the floor so that your heart is above your head. It's like energetically you want to be in your heart. You want your heart to be more present, to be your guiding force in your life versus the thoughts that you're buying into and your head. And last but not least, another tip that I use and that a lot of my coaching clients find very useful is that you can put it into a God box, or you can give it away to the universe, or you can give it away to the trash, or to the sun, or to the earth. So basically, you write down the thing that you are having trouble letting go of, the thing that you feel like you want to control, the thing that you can't let control over, thing that you're obsessing on and that you're thinking about nonstop. And you write it down, and then you put it in a little square, you wrap it up, and then you put it into your God box or your universe box or your, I don't know, you dig a hole in the ground and you plant it in the ground so that it becomes more of something that you turn over to something higher than you. You turn over to source, you turn over to the universe, and you literally ask for help. Even if you're not asking, if you don't believe in a God, if you don't believe in the sun, you don't believe in anything, you're just going to put it out into the air, into the space around you and say, I don't know how to handle this situation. I feel out of control and I want to be more in control. And so I'm turning this over so that I can receive support, so that I can receive help. And then allow yourself to just start to move through your actions of your day and see what unfolds. So it's not about necessarily not taking action. This is a very clear action of surrendering, of letting go. So I would love to hear your comments and your feedback. And if you have any questions or you need some extra support, please feel free to email me. And I look forward to seeing you again. Lots of love and light. Bye-bye.